the most overrated player in the last 5 years has to be Emiliano Martinez. Because how is this man getting voted still by anybody, even the Argentinians, for in the top three for best goalkeeper of the year, man? And you know what the funny thing is? If you actually ask someone, why do you think he should be in the FIFA best award for goalkeeper, they're always going to go back to things that happened before the actual year of the award. They're dragging it. My man, they're going to start bringing up 2022 World Cup, the Copa America in 2024 for an award for 2025. Absolutely insane. They don't understand. It doesn't actually count. Emiliano Martinez being the best goalkeeper last season is absolutely crazy. Straight imbecile, man. They're saying, oh, this is why we shouldn't have these guys, vote, because half the time it's biased as hell. Who do you think Scaloni's going to vote for? Emiliano Martinez, number one goalkeeper, when he's not even the best goalkeeper in his league. But he's supposed to be the best goalkeeper in the world. Oh my God. Oh my Lord. So, and then as well, putting Yamal and Pedri over Rafinha. Because last season, the best player on Barcelona was Rafinha. Hands down. Doesn't even put him in the top three. Doesn't even put him in the top three. Scaloni, man. How? Somebody take his right to vote right away. And then look, his bestie here, Lionel Messi. You put Donnarumma number one, which you have to respect, man. He just won the Champions League. He was a huge part of that. If you watch the Arsenal versus PSG, this man could save the Titanic. And you don't even have him in the top three, Scaloni. At least Messi had that, but then he had to put his homie, Emiliano Martinez number two. He literally just said, well, I'm going to put my two dogs, 1 and 2. One definitely had a better season than the other. And then number 3, I'll finally decide to be a little bit unbiased. But it's absolutely insane, man. Because if you really look at Emiliano Martinez's stats from last season, right? You have him conceding 51 goals last season, right? 51 goals. And there's another goalkeeper in Onana for Man United who was absolutely shamed last season. Kicked out of United. Clowned on by the whole world. Clowned on by United fans themselves. Memes everywhere. I show speed cropped up on him. Alright? He was the laughing stock last season of the Premier League. And he conceded only 3 more goals. 3 more goals than the best goalkeeper or a top 3 goalkeeper in the eyes of Lionel Messi and Scaloni. So can somebody explain to me how that makes any sense? But because you've got, Allison with 41. You've got Raya with 34. Ederson had a 44. These are guys that are all better goalkeepers and had a better season last year than Emiliano Martinez, man. God forbid any of these goalkeepers that I just named were Argentinian. If they were Argentinian, oh man, Golden Glove being glorified. They would have statues out there. It's absolutely diabolical, the bias that has been going on around world football, because no way these guys have the right to vote. No way they have the right to vote. These are literally, oh, I'm going to vote for my homie, not this guy had the best season. It's actually crazy that this is even allowed to happen. This always takes credibility away from the award. We've seen this with the Ballon d'Or. Now we're seeing it with this award. My problem is, why can't there be an actual system full of unbiased voters, or like a point system basis, that defines what the award is going to be, instead of a popularity contest? Because if it's going to be a popularity contest, there's no point. Absolutely no point. The NBA, the NFL, they have a system where it's not Patrick Mahomes is going to get a vote on who's going to be MVP. Because he's going to be like, well, I like Josh Allen, great competitor, but I don't like, the other quarterback. Joe Burrow's kind of an a-hole. Joe Burrow kind of beat me a couple times, but I always beat Josh Allen, but I'm going to keep Josh Allen happy. Boom. You get the MVP. This is not how it works. You can't have that going on. Imagine, Jamar Chase gets a vote on who's going to be MVP. He's definitely going to put Joe Burrow in the top 3, 1,000%, because that's his quarterback. That's not why you let their own. It's not a popularity contest. It's not who is like the most amongst players. because then the system's just rigged against players that just aren't liked but are good. Honestly, that's honest to God. That's the issue. And Emiliano Martinez should, it's just should not be even considered in the voting. I shouldn't even see him in the top 10. I really shouldn't. But instead, he's gonna have a solid choice, a solid chance of winning best goalkeeper in the world again for performances that happened 3-4 years ago. That's the problem with these systems. But anyways, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, leave a comment down below. Do you think Emiliano Martinez is overrated or rated?